Hey, it's Tony talking car biz. Today we have a brand new 2022 Toyota Camry SE Hybrid. Hey, in today's vehicle video we're going to go ahead and dive inside and take a look at the interior of the 2022 SE Hybrid. So let's get started right away on the driver's side. Okay, heading inside, let's stop, take a quick look at the door panel here. So this is all black and some charcoal gray trim on here, with the exception of this brushed aluminum trim running up here into the door handle. And then they've got this kind of a gray trim down here, a padded armrest, one touch up and down on all four windows, power door locks, power mirrors. There's a speaker down here in the door, and then there's a bottle holder as well. And then there's a reflector on the very bottom. That's not a light, it's just a reflector. Now this one has a threshold protector on it. So all four doors get this silver trim here. And then the trunk has a protector as well. But that looks pretty nice. It reads Camry right there. And so when you open the door, it gives you more of an upscale look and feel. The driver's seat is a full power seat with power recliner and power lumbar support. The fabric on here, this is soft tech with a cloth insert, and then they've got kind of the racing stripes leading up into the suede racing stripe here. Height adjustable headrest, height adjustable seat belts. The airbags are built into the seat, so the airbags move when you move the seat forward. Much safer way to get it done. Up here on the dashboard, there's four of these vents. They're kind of a gloss black trim with a gunmetal gray bezel, up, down, left, right, on and off. Then we have a switches for your trip meter, and dimmer switch for your dash lights are right there. And then down here we've got 5 switches, automatic on and off for your headlights, traction control on and off, rear trunk release, gas door release. And this one has the all-weather package, which includes a heated steering wheel and heated seats up front. Hood release is down here, a little storage cubby right here for your pocket change and what have you. A dead pedal brake and gas where you'd expect them, and then your tilt steering wheel is going to be right there, and it's also telescoping. Let's go ahead and grab a seat. Here's a quick look, bird's eye view from the driver's seat with my camera almost touching my nose. Just want to kind of give you an overall look and feel of the driver's view when behind the wheel. Take a look at the steering wheel on here. So this is a 3-spoke steering wheel. It's leather wrapped, which is standard, and then this one is heated. It's an extra charge, part of the all-weather package. I think heated seats, heating steering wheel, if my memory serves, is about $1,100 combined. Great feature to have. Driver's side airbag, fingertip controls over here for your information center, which is up in the gauge cluster. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. Bluetooth connectivity for your smartphone, voice activation, and radio station controls there. And then over here on the other side, we've got our cruise control settings, dynamic radar cruise control, lane departure on and off, and again, more controls for the sound system. This is an electric power steering system, and on the SE we have paddle shifters, so you can change gears here, up and down over on this side here. Standard on the SE. And then we have our wiper controls are right here, intermittent wipers, and then over on this side are our headlight controls, and we do have automatic on and off with daytime running lights. Before I get into the gauge cluster, I did want to show you the legroom. So I've got the seat pretty much all the way back, and I want to show you how much legroom there is. So there's my feet down there. And I could not drive the car with the seat all the way back. So if you're a 6-footer, I think you're going to be just fine. Probably even taller people are going to be just fine behind the wheel on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and move that seat up so I can start the Camry. Here we go. Much better. And just real quick, we have push button start. So foot on the brake, push the button in, and away it goes. So your gauge cluster on the left-hand side is the ecosystem for the battery management, engine temperature here, speedometer, fuel gauge over on this side, and then our information center down the middle. So we've got a trip computer in there, we've got outside temperature, a clock. We can also toggle through for different safety settings. So this control right here allows you to go through and set up your personalization for your lane tracing assist, pre-collision, dynamic radar cruise control, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and we also have road sign assist. So you can personalize all that stuff to your own liking. If you don't want to turn something off, you can do that, no problem. Take a look at our center stack. So this is your standard sound system on the Camry. It's pretty darn good. It's not the JBL audio system. With the hybrid, you do pick up the energy monitoring system here, so you can see what's going on with the vehicle. And then we've got a small menu here with our audio app, our phone. There's a small app suite. We have projection. And then if we get into the audio itself, AM, FM, Sirius satellite radio. You do get 3 months of the Platinum subscription at no charge for Sirius. And then it's also Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Alexa compatible. As far as navigation goes, there's no navigation on here. You can run an app off of your phone onto the head unit. The sales consultants can teach you how to do that when you take delivery. Moving down, here's 2 more vents. Here's our 4-way flashers here. For 2022, the SE Edition does have automatic temperature control on driver and front passenger, so you can control separate temperatures here, or you can sync them up. Here's our rear window defrost, and that also gets the ice and snow off of the outside mirrors. So push the rear window defrost, it'll clear off both mirrors and the rear window. Just go back over to auto. We do have our front window defrost right there. Push button start I showed you earlier. Just going to turn that up a little bit and hit it in the auto mode. I'm going to go ahead and shift it into reverse because I want to show you the backup camera on here. So there's your backup camera, and we do have path projection, so it turns to tell you which way you're going. And there's also a couple different perspectives here. There's a wide and a narrow perspective, and then you can also change out those lines on the dash if you want to customize that as well. So it's pretty clear, pretty easy to see. I like the way they do the head unit now. It is a tablet style, so it sits up more straight, and it doesn't really obstruct your view at all when you're driving the car. So well positioned. A lot of gloss black trim around here, and some people like it, some don't, but it does show the dust a little bit more, but it does give it kind of a classy look as well. Moving down to the center console, down here we've got a USB charging opportunity, a 12 volt as well. This piece right here is just a landing pad. It's not a wireless charging. And then there's a storage cubby down underneath there as well. I mentioned that this is a CVT automatic transmission, but you do have a leather wrap shifter and paddle shifters. Dual cup holders right here. And then we have our drive modes. So we've got Eco, Normal, and Sport. And that changes the way the CVT transmission shifts to either give you better fuel economy or better performance. Down here we've got our parking brake hold and our parking brake, and that is an electronic parking brake. And then right here is the EV mode. So EV mode does not mean it's an electric vehicle per se. That switch, that feature can only be used when driving very slow, such as in a parking garage or in your own garage. I think the best use case for that is when you drive home at night, you pull in your garage, you want to finish a podcast, so you don't want the gas engine to run. Go ahead and tap EV mode, and the vehicle will run on the battery only. Behind these cup holders, there's heated seat controls. Again, that's an extra charge. There's 3 temperatures. It only heats up the front seats, though. So you get the heated steering wheel and heated front seats with that cold weather package. The armrest on the Camry is one of the biggest armrests in the Toyota lineup. Plenty of room for 2 arms. And then down underneath there is quite a bit of storage down here. So a lot of storage down in this area. And then we do have 2 USB charging ports. One's a seat USB-C. The other's a traditional USB charging port. Here's a quick look at the passenger side with the seat belt, passenger assist grip, visor up here with lighted vanity mirrors, and of course visor extensions there as well. So just kind of flying through all the features for you. On the passenger side dashboard, there's kind of a faux carbon fiber finish over here. It looks pretty nice, but I'm sure it's just plastic. And then a padded dashboard, so this is actually stitched with thread and needle there. And then we do have a nice size glove box down here, and of course you get the owner's manuals. Turning my attention, or our attention I should say, back up to the overhead. There's a place for sunglasses right here. We've got overhead lighting here. Safety connect here. So if you need help, roadside assistance, push that button. Toyota will get you some help. And then the rear view mirror on here is the old school manual day-night mirror on the SE. They do offer an upgraded automatic dimming. And this does not have garage door openers built into it. Again, that is an option you can get, but it's not standard on the SE trim for 2022. So that's a quick look up front. Let's go ahead and jump in the back seat. So here's a view of the front seat from the back seat. You can see there is a tremendous amount of space up there. And sitting back here, the visibility is okay-ish. It's not great, but I can see out and around. Here in the back seat, there is a storage pocket here, but there's no charging places on here. It can be installed at the dealership, but for some reason Toyota's behind the 8-ball. In my opinion, they should have charging opportunities there. There's also pockets on the backs of both of these seats. There's a lot of leg room in the back seat of a Camry, so this is the seat with my driving position, and you can see there's no problem with back seat passengers here. For sure, you can sit 3 adults back here. Even for a trip, say, to Milwaukee or what have you. There's a overhead light right here. Overhead passenger assist, coat hooks back here, 3 seat belts, same fabrics with the cloth and the racing stripes in the back seat. The armrest here has 2 cup holders, fold that up out of the way, and you've got room for 3. And then there's also child safety anchors back here, so if you need to plug in child safety seats, you can do that, no problem. Power windows, chrome trim, bottle holders, speakers, everything like we saw up front on the front door you'll find here in the back seat. And visibility out of the back seat looking out the side windows is just fine. Let's go ahead and take a look in the trunk. So heading into the trunk, a couple things I wanted to point on. This one does have the threshold protector on the front door sills, and then you also get this protection here on the rear bumper. It does have a nice low lift over height and a pretty wide opening to get things in and out. The deck lid itself is lined, and there's an emergency release here. If somebody gets stuck in the trunk, they can get out, and it does come up and out of your way, so you're not likely to bonk your head on it. I've got the spare tire area exposed, so you've got a jack toolkit here, little storage compartments there, and then your temporary spare tires down under here, and I think there's room for jumper cables or a first aid kit under there as well to get those out of sight, out of mind. Now, because it's a hybrid, the rear, or the battery's been repositioned here in the back of the car, so that's going to be hidden back here, and it goes underneath this little door here, out of sight, out of mind. The floor comes up, and then there's just this little hook here, so you can get that up and out of your way. Drop that back into place, and that shows you just how flat the trunk is on the Camry, and it's wide enough for golf clubs. You can put a cargo net back here. These are the releases for the rear seat, and you can see I've got that back seat folded down, so that's 60% there. You can also drop 40%. And then up here there's a cargo light as well, standard. They actually offer an LED cargo light for another $25, but for most people I think that's going to suffice. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the trunk does have a release right back here. There's license plates, backup camera, and a place like that right there for using the key to get the trunk open. So a lot of ways to open up the trunk on the Camry for 2022. So that's the interior of the Camry SE Hybrid for 2022. Hey, if you like the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know, and I will do my best to answer them. And then be sure and catch the exterior overview. There'll be a link in the description for that one at the end here. Go ahead and watch that, and let me know your thoughts. This is Tony talking car biz. Thanks for watching.